Alright, hello. So today I continue working on my expression parsing and specifically um, composing my operators. So, whoop, and immediately I made an error before I even started. Yep. Alright, so I'm working on cases when I want to combine some variable, multiply, or combine with some other variable, composing this. So in the last session I kind of did that for the multiplication, but in this place I'm only doing that to kind of build the precedence of multiplication, meaning that if I didn't have uh, parentheses, I couldn't just add to a b, and then multiply by c. That's not mathematically correct. I need to have b multiplied by c and then add it to this. This scoping stuff is for me to build kind of upon this. But if I encounter that, yeah, the last operator, or yeah, the operator multiplication was added after we added a new variable, then we need to build this. So this code here was a prototype for that. So let's see all this, right? But technically I would need to use this same approach for adding, subtracting, division. So technically outside of this while loop, after this is done here, I would need to take all the remaining combined operators, iterate over them, and just sequentially add them to each other. And I kind of need that section. I need that section over here in the function. So this is a small refactoring session. Yeah. So I think I want to make a function make operator, which will accept a operand that I'm adding. I want to pass the list of operand or variables or anything else or string or whatever, and I want to pass the operators, and inside it will just take the last two items of these things and just create the a new operator and push it into this thing. So essentially I'm branching out stuff, right? So this is the plan. I want to make a new function and refactor this thing to reuse it later. And by later I mean immediately. So fn make operator. All right, and it should technically it should return the same option thing of operand. Again, my naming convention is not that concise maybe, but or useful, but yeah. At least I understand for now, and then later on I could refactor and yeah. So here I want to get a maybe mutable was it a vector? So yeah, mutable vector of operand. So I want to have two of them. And I'm gonna write them because I'm learning Rust still. So mutable, it's the other way around. So these are operands. Which are mutable vectors of operands. And same as for operators. Which are mutable vectors of operands. Okay. Actually, since I have a root as a list of operands, I'm gonna keep it as such just to copy paste stuff over. So it's gonna be root, yeah, and operators is gonna remain the same. Okay. So what am I doing? So I guess I can, since all of the code in here relies on operator lengths, so I need two items from the root list. I need two items from root list, and I will need to take two items. I guess I can pretty much copy the entire thing. Yep. So V for select mode, percent to match this, and yank. So Y. For now, let me just comment this out because I'm a messy developer. And going here, closing that. And over here, I'm just pasting. So at least it should format the code, and it will not run because it's not returning anything. This function, it should return a new operand. Yeah. So yeah, refactoring is always fun. So let mutable new operand. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the name. New operand. It's going to be optional. Option of operand. It's gonna be equal to none for now, and this is not needed. So So technically it should populate the root as it is in here. All right. And after all of this is done, I will return new operand. All right, so it should be fine. Let's see if it compiles. So what is happening? Let's see. Try wrapping on the line 99. A sum. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because I made the thing optional and it needs to be optional. Alright, so at least it should compile. Shit. Oh yeah. I don't think this message should have the power to mutate the root over here. Or should it? Actually, you know what? Yeah, I made a mistake. So let's see if this is gonna work. So I'm not gonna return anything. Yeah, it makes no sense because I'm already passing the mutable arrays. I'm already removing stuff from them. Right? I'm already removing stuff, and yeah, this entire thing should not even return anything. So it's just gonna take something, take 2 items from the stack. It's gonna take 2 items from the stack and put 1 item on a stack. So it's cleaning a few things from the root actual variables over here. It's taking several variables off the stack. It's taking 1 operator from this stack. You can see it over here. And yeah, cleans up a bit. So this should be all right. Is it compiling? Should be an option. Oh yeah. And on this, it should be not optional. Yeah, I can return it the way it was. Yeah, let new operand be this. It will just add it over there. Yeah, slightly cleaner. Alright, it compiled, and there's currently a mess because I never called this. Alright. Let's see if I can make operator. I will have a mutable reference to root. So I'm going to borrow it, and this is at mutable operators. So technically, I am passing mutable things as they are. The function make operator is supposed to take those as mutable as well, right? Mutable, mutable, and it's gonna do all the mutations over there. All right. So what do we have in there? Will it compile? Oh, yeah, it's silly me. So this is a function of a parser, so I need to have a mutable. No, just a reference to self. I'm not doing anything critical over here. Self. Yeah. And over there, I'm gonna do a self make operator. Smooth operator. Alrighty. Compile. Yay. So did the multiplication work? I see a multiplication working over here, so my thing worked. It worked. So I'm going to use, will the percent sign work to navigate? Nice. So visual mode, percent sign to go to the last bracket, delete. So speaking of precedence, so in this example over here, I'm checking the value to be equal to this. So I guess I want to know the exact list of supported items over here. And I need to pass it as a parameter over here, right? So these should be, come on. This should be a reference to a, so supported operators. This is going to be a reference to vector of chars. Okay. So this thing should have contains somewhere. Where is it? Contains X. If supported operators contains a value. Value is technically already a reference. So value right, and my thing that calls the thing should have a list, of so what do I support? Multiplication and deletion, right? Gee, I hope it works. So it's saved at least, and oh my. What the hell is this? A vector of chars. Found an array. It shouldn't be a vector. Alright, so since I don't really know how to work with arrays, like I'm that person, I can just, I'm gonna work with stuff that I've checked already. Bam. So at least the function call should be all right. At vector, found the vector, and is it this? So yeah, I'm passing the reference. It lives long enough to be parsed by the thing. So one problem at a time. All right, so at least, yeah, I've gotten to this place, and it's the only problem right now. Oh, the operator token. All right, so I remember why I made the operator a string. You see, I will want to support several operations. So multiplication, deletion, not deletion, division. Then the same approach will be for less operator. So I will want to check if several numbers are, well, greater or equal, greater or less. So greater as well. Then I will need to have less than equal, and more or equal, or just equal, and maybe not equal. So obviously this is several symbols, and this way I would need to have this as a string. It's gonna be so messy, but to string. I will find a way to make it right. I will create probably an enum to host these properly. But in the meantime, I don't really care, because this is such a prototypical code. Does it work? No. Expected char, found a string still. Previous errors. Alright, so supported operators, these are supposed to be strings. So as long as I understand what the code does, it's all fine. And it's all like modular, I guess. Even at the prototypical level. Yes. What do I have? So multiplication worked. Operator, variable BC. Alright. Cool. So this worked. The code I had works. So with this in mind, after the precedence thing worked over here, now it's safe to assume that I can have all my addition things, right? So while, yeah, I'll create a while. I'll need to iterate over the remaining root items and create a bunch of operators from them. So while root length is greater than 0. Oh no, wait. Greater than 1. In the end, I will want to have only one item on the root, right? Because I will be getting 2 items from the stack of a root, and I will only add 1. So the end will be when there's only 1 item. So root length. So while it's more than 1, I will make an operator. Yank. And paste. So let us format this. Cargo, let's build it first. So it was able to compile, and I didn't run it because, well, this is a dangerous place where I'm not adding the correct statements yet. So this should be addition, and this should be subtract. So I guess I'm covering all places now. So at the moment I have only addition, multiplication, subtraction, and another addition. So my code at least will not hang forever, right? technically it should have only one item. So yeah, for the time being, I'm still gonna return the list of the single remaining item. Let's see if it hangs. Bam. So it worked. Operator plus with a list of operator, whatever. So cool, I guess I managed to do what I wanted to do. And I guess what do I... So there's a bunch of cases I will need to have if nothing is entered in the function. If there's nothing at all in the root, I will need to return something. But that's not for now. So what do I do here then? So at the moment, I will just return root pop unwrap. So I know for a fact at the moment that this is gonna work. I will add some error handling later on. But at least I will not have these complicated lists. Okay. Cargo run. Shit. Oh yeah. It's supposed to return something, so I'm returning something implicitly. And G. All right, let's look at what we had in the function. So we've got this, and it's in the result, right? All right, at this point there's too much clutter. So I will remove intermediate things. All right. Operator token, where is that? 91. All right, let's run it again. So result is operator plus, let us go back. So we've got an operator plus it works on something which does subtraction to something that is AA. So AA plus AA plus, and then there's the operator multiplication of B and C. So B and C is multiplied, then we add A. This result will perform a minus operation with the D, which is exactly this. So we've covered this portion already. And then there's a last operation plus with all these results and number 12. Congrats. So in the future episode I will deal with some errors with Stack Underflow for all the terrible operations I'm doing. We'll create maybe results. I'll create results instead of some things to gracefully fail if this doesn't work. So I will have error handling, yeah, more sophisticated error handling. And yeah, this is not too much code actually, right? I mean, in the video where I did the prefix postfix prior to doing all this, just to understand the logic, like where I converted C from C to Rust, there was some magic happening, like indexes thrown around. I'm not using any index here whatsoever. Okay? No index at all. And you know, it's cool. I have some weird operations where I'm actually popping and pushing stuff secretly in a way, but it works like a charm. Okay, so I've done this portion, and see you in the next one where I will create some errors. I will try to cover more cases for this, and you know, create more of these operations to push them on a stack. So all these should be considered viable operators, right? And I will need to add these to sort of these statements. Is it an operand? So this will need to contain some indexes after a letter. I will need to add this more. So if an operator, then yeah, I will need to consume the string of an operator. So technically it will need to be less than equals, right? So if those actually match. To a certain degree. I will not go crazy on it way too much because I'm not making a full feature language. I'm making something really simple and limited. All right, see you in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.